Hey y'all, I'm Ali. Welcome to Little Hill Homestead. You guys, at the beginning of the year, I told you this year was going to be our back to the basics year. That didn't quite work out the way that I planned it, but I'm going to try to throw a few in to finish off the year on top of everything else that I'm going to be posting. But one thing you guys have asked about for years, year and a half, is A-1 sauce. I'm not a huge A-1 sauce fan, so I don't like to buy the big bottle and have it sitting in my fridge. So I figured out a similar recipe that you can make in smaller quantities. But if you want to make it big and keep it in a jar, it lasts indefinitely, pretty much like as long as your ingredients. I look for the oldest ingredient. In my case, I think that's my ketchup, which doesn't expire until August of 26. So I know that I'm good for a year when I make this. There you guys go. That's kind of how I do that on most of my recipes that I make. If they're like spices or things like that, is look at your newest to expire ingredient. Never mind. Anyways, let's get started. This one, it has a few ingredients, and what I love about it is if there's something that you want to add a little more of or a little bit less of, you can kind of switch it up to make it exactly what you want it. But that's pretty much the way I like to do all my stuff. So the first thing you're going to need is a fourth a cup of Worcestershire sauce. I am hoping to figure out, and I've had the ingredients for it to mess with it, homemade Worcestershire sauce. In the meantime, just it's one thing I still buy. Our flies are so bad this time of year. We had rain last night, and so I don't know. So if you see them, it's not because we're gross or dirty or anything. It's just we have chickens in our backyard, and I had the windows open. My bad. The next thing you need, tablespoon of ketchup. We started getting this one from Azure. We sometimes make our own, but y'all, sometimes the price to buy our own in this big of a quantity is just better. It's easier. Sometimes you, like I say, you got to give yourself grace in certain areas, right? Mine is ketchup and mayonnaise. Like that's, condiments. If you're making everything from scratch, condiments is one of those things that's like, it's fine. Not all of them, but some of them. So I got my tablespoon going in. The next thing we need is some soy sauce. I'm going to be doing a recipe pretty soon for a soy sauce substitute. It works great in recipes, but it is not identical. So we'll just put that out there right now. Soy sauce is kind of its own unique thing. I didn't bring my teaspoon. I did bring my teaspoon. It's kind of its own unique thing. And so copying it with non-soy or not the same ingredients doesn't quite work the same, but we're going to get close. Anyways, 1 teaspoon of that going in. We like to use the low sodium in our house just because we're trying to be a little bit careful with certain things, and that's one of the ones we try to be careful with. Mustard, 2 teaspoons. Y'all, we make our own sometimes. It has a zing to it. It gets spicy. So just buy the cheap stuff from the grocery store. Mustard is one of those things that's like, why am I going to pay a whole lot more when I can literally get a bottle for like 50 cents? That again, give yourself grace in certain areas. Mine is certain condiments I make, but not mustard. Okay. Then I like to add some onion powder and some granulated or onion powder and garlic powder. I'm going to do a fourth a teaspoon of each. Sometimes I like to get a little heavy-handed with the garlic because I like garlic. If you guys haven't been around, it's one of those things. And that is our quarter teaspoon of onion powder. The last thing we need is we use this Louisiana hot sauce. We make a fermented hot sauce, but I am out for the year, and our peppers kind of flopped on this year. So typically we try to make our own Tabasco and stuff like that, but that's a no-go. So we're using this Louisiana brand hot sauce. You guys, this stuff is cheap. So if you need just dashes of hot sauce, it lasts forever and it's cheap. So I just do a couple dashes of it. What I love about this is you can make it in a pinch. You probably have most of these ingredients on hand if you are from scratch kitchen like we are, and it requires no heat. So just get your whisk and whisk it all together. If you want to make it like in your little Ninja or Magic Bullet, you can do that as well. It is thin like A1 sauce. A1 sauce has that consistency to it. It's a little thick. This is similar. If you want to do a tiny bit of cornstarch in it to thicken it up, you totally can. But to me, this one's just fine, y'all. So I'm just whisking it until my spices are mixed in. And then let me show you. Let me grab a spoon to show you the texture. All right. Can you see it? It's runny, but it has a thickness to it, you guys. Most likely it's from the ketchup, but that's okay. But It's super tasty on like whatever you do. I only used A1 ever on steak, and really I'm just a Worcestershire fan. I could just dump the whole bottle on there. But overall, it has, I put a little bit too much hot sauce. It has the spiciness from the hot sauce. If you want to add some salt, you can, or a little touch of lemon juice. I tend not to do that, or vinegar. I get my vinegar, instead of using vinegar, I use things with vinegar, and I'm like mustard. There you go. But that is our A1 sauce, you guys. If you have these flies, if you guys have a similar recipe, or if you have your own A1 sauce that you make that maybe you go, hey, mine's probably better than yours, shoot me a comment below. You guys know I love to hear from you. I love your crazy ideas, but y'all, keep your money in your pockets, except for mustard and ketchup. And make your own ingredients at home. Make your own condiments. And the fun part is, like I said, you can like mix it up and make it into whatever you want. So I am making a quick steak for lunch. We're going to drizzle over the top of it. And there you guys go. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know it was a quick one, but I mean, I really can't drag this out too long, right? I mean, it's like a 30-second, you could have this done video. Anyway, so thanks for watching.